guys, and welcome to this week's edition of the Pit Stop. This time around we're joined by up-and-coming motorsport journalist Freddie Coates, who will be alongside our F1 digital editor Lewis Larkam in discussing one of the biggest topics in Formula One right now. If Alex Albon does indeed lose his Red Bull seat for next season, who will Red Bull choose to replace him? Now, despite the mix of candidates that Red Bull could choose from, there's two names that stand out more than anyone else: Sergio Perez and Nico Hulkenberg. So who should Red Bull choose out of the two drivers? Well, we've made a case for each individual, and you'll have to decide for yourself. Who do you think Red Bull will choose? The case for Nico Hulkenberg.
The second Red Bull seat has always been a bit troublesome. Mark Webber only scored 9 wins to Sebastian Vettel's 39 when they were teammates. Daniel Kvyat showed a consistent lack of pace to Ricciardo and didn't show any sign of improvement, meaning he was dropped midway through his second season with the team. And Pierre Gasly and Alex Albon's recent performances alongside Max Verstappen have been very well documented. In 2019, Max Verstappen finished third in the Drivers' Championship and is on target to do so again in 2020. In that time, he's taken 4 wins and 14 other podiums, and in fact in 2020, whenever he's finished on the podium. His teammate has left a bit more to be desired. Alex Albon has scored 1 podium in that time, and that was at Mugello, and since then he has scored only 1 point. His future with the team is basically nothing, and that's why there are so many rumours about who will take that second Red Bull seat and whether it will be someone outside the Red Bull programme. With Pierre Gasly being confirmed at AlphaTauri for 2021, that all but confirms that seat, if it doesn't go to Albon, will go to someone else. And I think Nico Hulkenberg is going to get that seat. Hulkenberg has been around F1 this year, obviously. He has had his super sub moments for Sergio Perez at the 2 Silverstone races and for Lance Stroll at the Nürburgring. And in those performances, he has been fantastic. He had not driven a Formula 1 car since his last race with Renault, wasn't really keeping fit, and was straight in the car at Silverstone and was on the pace, and probably would have been fighting for the points if he had started that race. Then with a little bit of training, a little bit of learning the car, for his second race a week later, Silverstone 2, 70th anniversary Grand Prix, he qualified 3rd. He was ahead of Max Verstappen, and he was running 4th or 5th for the majority of the race, and only pitted late on to have a tyre change for fear of getting a puncture. Otherwise he would have scored very high points. When he subbed in at the Nürburgring, he didn't get in the car till qualifying and was quite close to getting off the back row of the grid. He then drove through the race and got faster every lap, finishing in the points. And that is an absolutely brilliant performance. What Hulkenberg brings is dependability in the bucket load. He's a dependable driver who will score and will get as much as he can out of that car. He's a very fast driver as well. We all know Hulk hasn't got a podium, but that hasn't stopped him from putting in absolutely mega drives. And he got pole position in his first year at Interlagos for Williams, and his performances this season have proved that the pace is still there. He thinks he can get within 0.3 of Verstappen, and that is better than the average half-second plus that you have from Albon. Experience has worked historically for Red Bull to develop the team. Coulthard and Webber were both drivers brought in to Red Bull from outside, both experienced drivers, and Vettel then rode the wave of the car they developed to win 4 world titles. Yes, it's a whole new dynamic 10 years later, but what Red Bull need is a driver who can help build a championship winning car for 2022 for Verstappen to win. And Hulkenberg knows he would need to be a number 2 driver, but he's helped develop cars before. Force India and Renault have developed while he's been at the team, and this will just be the same thing, but at a scale slightly higher up the grid. He would be a brilliant number 2 driver, and he would really develop the team to give Max Verstappen that championship in 2022. So Red Bull should hire Nico Hulkenberg.
The case for Sergio Perez.
In my opinion, Sergio Perez would be the perfect fit to help solve Red Bull's driver's dilemma for 2021. Somehow Perez finds himself without a seat for next season, after being rather unceremoniously dropped by Racing Point in favour of Sebastian Vettel. The Mexican has enjoyed a really strong season so far and has scored points in every race he's contested. Those results have been key to ensuring that Racing Point finds itself well in the fight for 3rd place in the Constructors' Championship, while Perez himself is 6th in the drivers' standings. That is despite missing 2 rounds at Silverstone when he contracted coronavirus. Perez has proven time and time again over the years that he's a consistent performer and one of the strongest drivers in F1's midfield. His displays in 2020 have been no different, having taken 2 fourth-place finishes so far. Red Bull is ultimately looking for somebody to provide a greater challenge to Max Verstappen amid Alex Albon's struggles this year with his inconsistent results, and I can't think of a better option than Perez. At 30 years old, Perez is still in his prime and he has a number of good years ahead of him. He's also considerably matured since the driver that joined McLaren in a spell that ultimately did not work out back in 2013. He's a younger option than fellow free agent Nico Hulkenberg, and I think he ticks all of the boxes Red Bull require in order to succeed in its bid to mount a greater challenge to Mercedes. Unlike Hulkenberg, Perez also has delivered multiple podium finishes in underdog machinery. He's a solid qualifier, but it's really on Sundays when he shines brightest, particularly when it comes to his remarkable time management abilities. Perez could also bring substantial money to the team via his Mexican backers, something which could potentially help fund Red Bull's desired independent engine project from 2022. For me, Perez is a no-brainer.
So who do you think Red Bull will choose to drive alongside Max Verstappen next season? Will they go for the seasoned veteran Sergio Perez? Or the podiumless Nico Hulkenberg, who will be hoping to break his curse finally? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below, and don't forget to like and subscribe to Crash F1.